Welcome back to your Monday Fan Zone. We're going to continue our review of match week 8. First of all, it's about Manchester United and Brentford, but before we get into that, take a look at this lucky fan from Australia who made the journey to Old Trafford and met one of his idols.
We're here at Old Trafford, the home of Manchester United, to surprise United supporter Paul. He's come all the way from Australia. He thinks that he's going to be getting a stadium tour, but don't tell him. He's actually going to meet a first-team player. Hello, I'm Ian.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Hello, Paul. I believe you've had quite a day already.
Yeah, it's been great. I've been given the royal treatment and shown around Old Trafford, seen some of the places that I used to stand as a kid. And some of the seats I've been in, brought back lots of good memories, and been behind the scenes as well, and they've even signed me on as a player. So
oh, really? All right.
I've signed my contract, I'm just waiting for the pay deal. Certainly made the hair stand up on my neck, as well as when I walked down the tunnel. That was pretty exciting. I feel like I want to put my collar up and puff my chest out, and this is it. This is it. It's pretty spectacular, isn't it? Yeah, the hairs, I don't know if you can get that on the camera, but the hairs are up on the back of my neck there, but it's pretty special.
It's a bit you don't normally see, isn't it? Obviously, you've been in the ground many times, but that perspective, it just changes everything, doesn't it, in a way?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, that's where I usually sit up there in K-stand. That's sort of my preferred spot, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. You come in through the same turnstile, go at the same bar, stand in the same places with the same mates. You know, you don't always get the same result. Thankfully, you don't always get the same result. But yeah, it's you know, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, let's talk about your heritage then as a Manchester United fan. So we should explain first of all, despite the accent, you're from England originally, but you actually live in Australia now. So you come across to the matches. That's quite a commute, isn't it?
That's right. It is a bit of a commute. I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky expats who's got a job that does send him back reasonably frequently.
How many games do you think you've done?
It would be 650, 750, something like that.
Wow. I mean, who's been your favourite players then down the years?
I mean, down the years, when I was a kid, Robbo was obviously a big hero.
Yeah.
Brian Robson, Norman Whiteside.
So it's fair to say you like the leaders of the team then?
Yeah, like the leaders.
We've got one of them to meet you.
Oh, really?
Turn round.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks.
Nice,
how are you?
Nice.
That's a real surprise. I'm taken aback. Nice to meet you.
That's a surprise for you.
And how are you enjoying Manchester?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, obviously the weather today is a little bit less, but yeah, really nice. A really nice group, amazing club, amazing fans.
So, and what do you make of Old Trafford?
Yeah, a really nice stadium. You can really breathe the history. Yeah, and hopefully we can get some good results in.
Fingers crossed. We'll be watching from the middle of the night in Australia.
You're from Australia.
So that's where I'm over from at the moment.
Okay.
So.
I'm sorry to interrupt you two because you're getting on fantastically well, but I'm supposed to be asking you both questions at this point. I mean, how much of a shock was that?
It was a big shock. It was a big shock. I wasn't expecting it at all, but I'm just glad I recognised you.
Obviously, you've not been here long. What have you made of the entire club and meeting supporters like Paul? It gives you an idea of the passion of the Manchester United fans.
Yeah, well, I have to say I'm really impressed with the fans until now. They always support us, even when we lose. Yeah, they're still standing behind us. That's something really nice, and I appreciate it a lot. We have a lot of fans also from all around the world. As you said, now you're living in Australia, but also I think from Asia, from all the countries in the world. Everybody knows United, so you can feel the size of the club.
Do you remember the first time you saw Manchester United play?
Yeah, I think so. I think the first time I saw United play was against Barcelona in the semi-final, Champions League 2008, when Paul Scholes scored I think it's that goal. Like the amazing shot. I was at that time a big fan of especially Cristiano Ronaldo, so I just tried to watch a lot of games. So I think this was the first time that I really saw a match, 90 minutes of Manchester United, and then afterwards, obviously, the final in Moscow. So yeah, that was the first time. But I've never been in the stadium before until I made my debut. So it's a really
nice to do it.
Really nice experience to experience this.
Are you going to be across to see more games, to see Matthias in action?
I'm hoping to. We've actually got flights booked to come back for Christmas. So I'm going to be spending Christmas with my mum in Cheltenham. So and then going to Canada as well.
He's got an invite as well as for Christmas dinner.
Come down for Christmas lunch if you like. I'm a vegetarian, so if you can.
He's cancelled it now then. For us, you playing clearly and me watching, it's the afternoon, it's the evening, it's never the middle of the night, is it? So,
No.
2:30, did you say, in the morning, the alarm goes off,
Yeah.
you go downstairs. Just talk Matthias through your match day.
It can be tricky, yeah. I mean, at the moment we've got a 9-hour time difference, so perfect time. It's midday kickoff is 9 p.m. over there. That's great. You can have a meal. You can get, but then if you get the opposite, where it's an 8 p.m., then it's 5 a.m. and then the alarm goes off. You can watch that before work. But yeah, it's when you're married, you've got the alarm going off. Your wife's not that keen to be woken at that time. But I mean, what's your hope for, I guess, your time here? How long a contract have you got?
5 years.
5 years. So in 5 years, do you think you can sort of help lead United back to the top?
Yeah, I think obviously the biggest challenge for us and the biggest goal is to bring back United to the place where it belongs. The history of the club is obviously really big. A lot of prizes they've won in the past. So hopefully we can bring back United to what it was before. We are still trying to work every day as hard as possible to improve, and we know it's not a short-term plan.
Matthias, fantastic.
Fingers crossed.
A bit better than just getting a stadium tour, wasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's brilliant. So good. Thanks for taking time and coming up.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
for
Thank
being
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Matthias.
you.
Thank you for doing it.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much.
Yeah,
Great to
you
meet
too.
you, and best of luck for your
Thank
career
you,
here.
Matthias. All the best, yeah?
Yes.
I'll
Take
give
care.
you a wave at Christmas from up there.
Perfect.
Brilliant. All the best. How
Excellent.
good's that? I want to give you a big hug.
You can.
Of course you can. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Very, very sweet, very
I
heartwarming.
love that, Paul. I love that, VT. It's also, you had a wonderful time. And obviously, you came over to Old Trafford and saw Man United win against Brentford. Yeah, you saw them win. Yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't the game. It was unfortunately the Spurs game that I was at last. So
Sorry, Paul, he set you up there. We already knew which game you came for. Obviously, you would have preferred to have seen the win. You were there crossing your fingers. Were you crossing your fingers before the game against Brentford as well?
Oh, for sure, absolutely. It's part of the routine. I think at the moment there's you've got to cross fingers, toes, and everything else because you don't quite know what you're going to get as a red. But yeah, they did pretty well against Brentford.
Mate, there could be no more committed fan than someone who commutes from Australia to come and see their side. Are you feeling a little bit more optimistic after the last performance? Because they did play well second half against Brentford.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always pretty optimistic about things. Try my best to be as optimistic as possible. I think when I'm not there, I think at the moment I seem to be the bad luck charm. So in my last 5 United games, I've not seen them score.
Wow.
I've had 0-0 draws and 3-0 defeat to Bournemouth before Christmas last year. So if I'm not there, they seem to have a better chance. So maybe that's the key. But yeah, certainly pre the Brentford game, I was pretty positive. Mates I was chatting to was talking about 4 or 5-0 victory. It wasn't that, but
Wow.
I thought
Okay.
they played great. In spells, they played really well. Going forwards, they defended well. Obviously, my mate Matthias was big and brave. Got the blow to the head and. Came back from that. So yeah, I thought they played pretty well.
Paul, look, let me put your mind at ease first. It's not your fault, right? It's not your fault. It's 100% not your fault. But what was it like to meet Matthias de Ligt? Was it a real
Yeah,
for you?
it was a real surprise. I've got to be honest. You're doing something like this, and you have it in the back of your mind that there may be a player, or you may bump into somebody around the traps. And the way the day worked, we met up, and I met Joe at hotel football. So it was half in my mind that I may be bumping into Gary Neville at some point. And so my first thought when I turned around and saw Matthias de Ligt there was, "You're not Gary Neville." And it was on the tip of my tongue, and I almost said it. And I kind of wish I had, because I think it would have been quite funny, but it would have done well at the interview. But yeah, it was that was the first thing. But it was it was amazing to kind of be face to face with one of the players.
Brilliant.
OK, well, Paul, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's around midnight in Australia. We'll be praying that you see some goals next time you come in the Christmas period. Take care, Paul. Paul, a Manchester United fan who got to meet Matthias de Ligt at Old Trafford. So from one happy fan to another, we're going to turn our attention to Tottenham, who